I'm Kelsey. I'm the owner of the Injured Reserves, unfortunately, and welcome to the Bands Maker Dance Official League podcast.
Welcome to the Bands Maker Dance Fantasy Football League podcast with your hosts, Taylor LaPrairie and Joe LaFever.
What's up, guys? Thursday, October 15th, halfway through October, wow. Welcome into the Official League podcast for the Bands Maker Dance Fantasy Football League with your hosts, Taylor LaPrairie and Joe LaFever, and a very special guest. Yes, the owner of the one, the only, the Injured Reserves, Kelsey Ordway. Kelsey, what's up, man?
Not much. We're living life in the Kalamazoo.
Dude, that's my hometown. Where in Kalamazoo are you living?
It's called Westwood, I guess.
Oh, yeah,
It's
no way.
like north of West. Yep.
I used to play them all the time in baseball.
It's got my house.
They always beat us, man. It sucked. Taylor, what's up, man?
Joe, you didn't do sports. Come on.
It's like, get out of here. You know
There is no Joe with sports before tuba. That's not a thing that happened.
Sure. Yeah. That's yeah.
I'm doing great, Joe. Especially it's a great week anytime you take down the Teddy Brewskis. I'm feeling great.
Yeah. That was
Also,
a rough week.
Vikings looked all right. We thought we were going to have it until we, gave up 21 points in less than 2 minutes, but it was a good showing.
Yeah, well, you can't win them all. Big show today, guys. Lots of stuff to get through, some news, some matchups, a new little fun version of Buyin or Sellout, power rankings, and then we have a brand new episode with Kelsey. It's going to be great. How about some takeaways from the weekend? What do you think, Kelsey? Any takeaways from this past weekend?
Yeah. I still hate it here. And additionally, Derrick Henry stiff arm with the word of God.
Dude.
That's it. That's all I got for the weekend. The Lions didn't play, so my mental health was a lot better on Sunday. So, that's about it.
Yeah, that Derrick Henry stiff arm was absolutely insane. Like, he just picked up Josh Norman and threw him down.
I played the Bills defense this past week, and I lost 5 defensive points off that stiff arm alone. So.
Oh, I love it. Tay, how about your hot take?
Josh Norman has to.
Very true. My hot take, I'm curious what you guys think about this. I think the Steelers, are we sleeping on the Steelers? They might end up being the number 1 seed here in the AFC. Let me tell you why, okay? Undefeated so far. These are their next opponents, okay? Cleveland, I think that's a W, okay? Tennessee, I think that's a W. But then after that, you got a couple Baltimore games. They're probably going to split those games. But then they play Dallas. They play the Bengals twice. They play the Colts, and they're a dumpster fire. And they play the Washington football team. They might go, almost undefeated. Maybe lose, 2-3 games. They might be the number 1 seed. I know that doesn't sit well with you, Joe, as the resident.
I literally
Chiefs
do you
homer.
see what I typed in the Google Doc right now?
I do. I was choosing to ignore it.
Okay, yeah, I don't think that's the case because I'm rolling with my Chiefs, my boys. Rough game for them this weekend. But, yeah, that was the other thing. It's like, man, not only did I lose in fantasy, I finally felt Taylor's pain because I lost in fantasy and the Chiefs lost.
Don't go that far.
It's a very rare time that happens.
You are sounding like a trust fund kid right now. You have faced a little bit of adversity. You didn't get your bonus or you didn't get, your allowance earlier like you're used to, okay? It's one game, and yes, it's embarrassing y'all lost to the Raiders, but come on, don't pretend like you know the pain of being a Vikings fan, okay?
All right, sure.
Or being a Lions fan. Disrespectful to Kelsey.
Yeah,
he's right here.
Kelsey, right? What are your thoughts on give us your season-long prospects rest of the season for the Lions here?
Matt Patricia's getting fired mid-season, guaranteed. I think he's gotten way too much time. If they're going to fire a winning Jim Caldwell and just pick him up, I think that it's the end of the road for him. I really think that he's just proven that the roster is dysfunctional. And yeah, I don't know. I really have no faith in them whatsoever. And I honestly think Matt Stafford might leave. I'm not joking.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that would be interesting. I think I think Patricia's definitely gone, whether it's midseason or after this season. Like, I don't know, but he's definitely gone after this year. My hot take, well, not hot take, my takeaway of the weekend, I think the Bears are going to accidentally make the playoffs. Like, they're not gonna win the NFC North by any means. But like, I think they're gonna find a way. Like, they're gonna wake up on like January 1st in 2021 or whatever and say like, oh wait, we have a game this week. We're in the playoffs. You know, expanded playoffs this year too. So I think they somehow get a wild card spot. But man, they still don't look good. But
Who do you got wild card spots in the NFC? It's going to be 2 from the NFC West, probably Seahawks and we think in the Rams.
it could be 3 with the extra seed. So I think Seahawks win the West, Packers win the North.
No doubt.
I guess the Eagles win the East now with no Dak.
Yeah.
And I'll still take the Saints in the South for now. It's a little bit more of a toss-up there. And then I could see the Bucks, the Rams, the Cardinals in that conversation of wild cards. You know, I don't think it's going to be anyone from the NFC East. And then the Bears, apparently. Like, what? Like,
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but Foles magic, it's a real thing.
Foles, magic for sure. Let's jump into some news.
News from around the league.
All right. Well, I posted in the Facebook group the other day the NFL's schedule changes due to COVID. And to be honest, I didn't really read through it because it was like 10 bullet points and they shifted so many games. I'm just going to roll with the punches here. So if you really want to take a look at that and you know, check it out and read it line for line, it's up in the Facebook group. Fortunately, all the games for this weekend are still on as of now, as of the recording of this podcast. So let's hope that this stays consistent here. So a couple big things to talk about in I guess, contract land. Le'Veon Bell was released by the New York Jets. Kelsey, I think
Amen.
You look pretty happy about that right now.
Yeah, that team is – there's no coming back from how bad they are. And Le'Veon Bell just total low point in his career, just being part of that dysfunctional roster. He needs to get out. I hope he goes somewhere where they just give him some some snaps because, yeah, that doesn't look good there.
Yeah, I don't know what Adam Gase is doing. Like, I don't understand what he is doing.
He's a coordinator. He's a coordinator. It was Peyton Manning who's like, he's the greatest offensive coordinator I've ever had. And then you got all of a sudden promoted to head coach, and we're all like, huh? And then the Jets hired him in the same division, huh? It doesn't make any sense to me. But I'm curious, what are your guys' thoughts on possible landing spots for Lev?
Yeah, so I have a few listed in the doc here that have been mentioned: New England, Chicago, Kansas City, New York Giants, Miami, Denver, Detroit, Jacksonville. There's also another team that really needs a running back. It's the New York Jets, but they.
Dude, they have Frank Gore. All right, Frank Gore is 40s. They're the new 30s. All right, Frank Gore is the man there. Pick him up on waivers, y'all.
Yeah, that was a big. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing, man. I don't get it. So I guess my landing spot. There's one that is not on here that I would also add. It's already a crowded backfield, which maybe makes me lean less from it. But I could definitely see Miami happening, and I think maybe even Tampa Bay. Honestly,
Tampa Bay, really?
They're in win now mode. I could see them trying to sign somebody to. I know it's crowded already, but you've had some disappointing shows from Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette. I could, it's a possibility. It's low. I would probably pick Miami over Tampa Bay, but I could see it happening. Jacksonville would be interesting too. Chicago's also up there for me.
For me, I think it's Chicago. Though I'm looking at this. The Giants, they already picked up Devonta Freeman, signed him for a 1-year deal. They're they're committed to Saquon. They're just trying to get through this year. The Dolphins, I actually think that like they're fine. Like their offense is fine right now. New England's not going to pay for someone like him, and I think the one for me is Chicago. I mean, with Tariq Cohen out, he could become like their kind of guy with that splits with David Montgomery. I think that their offense is pretty rough right now. I think that could be some juice. Their offensive line's pretty good. I could see that being really good for Lev Bell.
What do you think, Kels?
I was about to say the same. I think that having him switch off with the current backs, I think that'd be a really good addition to them. I heard somebody say New England. I mean, I don't know how I feel about that one. And with your point, I just want to ask everyone: do you think that last year, before you heard about the Tom Brady and the Rob Gronkowski, can you imagine somebody telling you that would be the roster of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at this point of the season?
It's disgusting. I don't think that their run game is necessarily the problem, so I don't see Tampa Bay. But like, they're disgustingly good on paper. I really hope that they turn around. I'm kind of a Tom Brady fan. I'm not a homer for him, but I hope that they take over the NFC South. That would be really cool to see.
Derek right now is cursing you while he's listening to this podcast. A couple other news notes here. Dan Quinn was finally fired by the Falcons after an 0-5 start. Falcons were 43-42 in his tenure, which was from 2015 to 2020. Obviously, the big Super Bowl collapse in 2016. And a little note from he's requested to be called the Archangel instead of the voice of God, our stats man. You know what they say? If you don't leave when you are the hero, you stay long enough to become the villain. Do you guys know what movie that's from?
Dark Knight.
Oh, wow.
Easy.
Type that. And who says it then?
It's Harvey Dent.
All right. I thought I was going to get someone. Pretty good. Injuries this week.
Get out of here, son.
Injuries from this past weekend. Obviously, the big one is Dak Prescott.
Ugh.
Man, this really sucks. Especially, he was having a lights out season, and looking for a new contract. You really feel for the dude. Not a good injury there. Dalvin Cook supposed to be out this week, but it's still kind of up in the air. We'll see what Zimmer says.
It does not matter.
And then Melvin Gordon, unfortunately, had a DUI DUI last night. Fortunately, did not injure anyone else in the process, but his status for this weekend is up in the air. We had a trade last week in our league, and Lisa sends Robert Woods and Raheem Mostert to Okuda Oblongata for Aaron Rodgers and Mark Ingram. Thoughts?
I think that this has made Evan's team a lot better. I think it's very, very lucky by him. Looking at the rosters right now, I was you know me, I was like all about Kevin's team. He made this trade, and I really think that him and Evan have kind of flipped in my mind. I really like Robert Woods. I mean, he's just really, really consistent. I think that's really, really good for Evan's team. I don't know how I feel about Raheem Mostert. I personally, with all of the backs and stuff like that, and plus 49ers look terrible this weekend. And I mean, what's up with Jimmy G? Are they moving on from him, you think?
I doubt
Going
it.
to CJ Beathard?
Nah, I doubt it. Kelsey, what do you think of this trade?
I'm just here so I won't get lined up.
Yeah, the Archangel, our stat man, kind of went off in our doc about this, saying that Aaron Rodgers has one of the toughest quarterback schedules remaining, and Mark Ingram is starting to look his age. And also, too, he put a stat in here that Raheem Mostert is literally the fastest man in the NFL. He hit 23.09 miles per hour on one of his runs this year. That's pretty fast.
He did that like right into getting injured, though. I'm not a believer. And also, you say the stat man, and you said Mark Ingram's starting to look his age. Bruh, Mark Ingram looks fine.
Yeah. I don't know. I think he's getting up there. But I don't know. I haven't been watching him that close. Let's break down some matchups, boys.
Matchup recap.
All right. The first matchup of the weekend, Stat Padford wins again.
Oh, gosh.
136.15, over injured reserves at 121.95. Kelsey, how you doing, buddy?
Okay, yeah, I'm fine. Like I said, I'm missing. Thanks for checking up on me. I'm just missing some crucial pieces. I mean, Julio Jones out and Chris Godwin gone, and my team still plays out. I mean, that game was literally down to Jonnu Smith in the third and fourth. Just took it away at that point on Tuesday. So
He had like nothing at half.
Yeah.
I was like, Kelsey's going to do it. And
Yeah.
then 2 touchdowns.
It was close. Well, and you had some highlights in your lineup this week. I mean, here's a fun fact. Derek Deshaun Watson, apparently that's his real first name, got you 28.45 fantasy points. He finally showed up. And DK Metcalf, again, another huge game. But, yeah, you're right. It was Jonnu Smith, the 5 for 40 and 2 touchdowns from Thomas's team that finally put him over the hump. But, man, I think everyone in the league was rooting for you, man.
Yeah, well, it means a lot, but we're still sitting at the bottom of the totem pole. So hopefully somebody can get stretched out in the next, quarter century, and then we'll see what happens.
Still a long ways to go. Second game of the week, Antonio's Brownies falling to Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, 156.3 to 109.7. This was the Derek Lamar Henry Jr., also known as Tractor Cito. It was the Derrick Henry show this weekend. 2 touchdowns. Yeah, apparently that's his nickname, the Tractor Cito. DJ Moore finally shows up for Derek's team.
Yeah,
I really want to talk about Antonio's Brownies because so we noticed as commissioners that he had 2 players in his IR slots, and remember, you're only allowed to have 1 unless somebody has COVID, and none of those guys had COVID. So we texted him and was like, "Hey man, you're gonna have to drop someone." So he dropped one and he picked up a running back. Happened to be Alexander Madison, who got him 16.6 points.
Yeah, and he might be a startable asset next week. That's nuts.
So really, really good play by Marshall. Like that was pretty sweet. Third game of the week, the Fighting Jordan Howards falling to Okuda Oblongata, 131.3 to 120.25. Yeah, Miles Sanders, big run. Outside of that big 75-yard touchdown run, didn't have much other work. It did get you 23.9 fantasy points on the weekend. Robert Woods gets you 17.1. Solid win for Evan.
Very, very solid. And I just want to say, we're getting some, trade smack talk happening on Facebook. Him trying to get rid of Terry McLaurin, I understand why. And that trade he proposed to Evan, I don't think it's a bad trade. Okay, so Evan, let's hold the phone on the trade shaming.
Here's actually another one for Evan. I think this is his third ope of the week. But no, in all seriousness, I'm not a big fan of the trade shaming. So, if you don't think it's a fair trade, just respond and say, "Nah, I'm not going to do that," or I don't want to do that.
We want nice, clean league here, Evan.
Yeah,
okay?
Come on, guys. All right, fourth game of the weekend. Pooch Top Joe Bonham victorious over Lisa, 165.4 to 135.15. Pat Mahomes has another big game. Myles Gaskin shows up, 20.1 fantasy points. 16 for 57 on the ground and a touchdown, and another 5 through 34 through the air.
I think every week with every Pujon game, I'm giving up a little bit on how wrong I was at the beginning of the year. But CD Lamb, he looks so good. I don't know if that's going to fall off the map now that Dak's gone. I don't know what Andy Dalton's going to look like, but CD Lamb is balling out.
Yeah, his brother Cassette Sheep is very impressed. Last game of the week. Oh no, Taylor, you got me. Victorious over the Teddy Brewskis for the first time in history, 130.5 to 104.95. Yeah,
it feels good.
So I'm very happy about Theodore Edmond, Teddy Bridgewater. He was my start at quarterback. That was probably my best play of the week. Got me 23.95. I was streaming and got some good production out of him. Unfortunately, every pass he threw was to Mike Davis, who was on your team.
Let's go!
He got 29.9 fantasy points, 9 catches for 60 yards and a touchdown.
Feed him.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was great. And the thing I loved about it was like after Monday night, I could like relax and just watch the Tuesday game because I knew it was over. And but honestly, like the Bills, they almost lost it for me. I mean, they had -3. I'm just glad that they didn't get any more negative. But
You were out by 25. How are you going to lose to me?
things happen, Joe. Okay. Well, the thing about your team, I almost picked up Dalton Schultz. I thought about it. I almost put it a bid. I decided against it, and then you got him, and I was like, darn it, I should have done it. And then he got 1.6.
Yeah.
And then Amari Cooper getting 4.1 is just rough for the Cowboys that are on your team. I feel great. I'm really liking where we're coming in here in a minute with our rankings.
Yeah, this weekend, like all weekend, it was just like beers on end.
Can you get me another beer, please?
Yeah.
Oh no!
That's great.
I needed to cope with it. All right, standings after week 5 in the East. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air still on top at 3-2. Okuda Oblongata at 3-2. The Fighting Jordan Howards at 2-3. Antonio's Brownies at 2-3, and Lisa at 1-4. The West is a little bit more spread out. Stat Padford at 5-0. Pooch Top Joe Bottom at 4-1. The Teddy Brewskis at 3-2. Hooked on a Thielen at 2-3, and the Injured Reserves at 0-5. Kelsey, I can feel it coming. It's coming. There's a win soon.
Yep. I agree. We just got to get late on home, and somebody's got to get their ham figured out. I don't know if it's Julio or Godwin's brain that looks like jelly, but somebody's got to figure it out.
Yeah, it'll happen. I believe. All right, guys, let's jump into some buy-in or sell out.
Buy-in or sell out. Cha-ching.
All right, a little bit different this week on the buy-in or sell out. In fact, Taylor, you are the one that came up with this topic. So I'm going to let you take the floor here.
Yes, I did. So I'm not like a frequent NBA watcher, so I might be like totally off on these things. I watch probably, I would say, 20 games a season, and I definitely follow in the playoffs. I watched 4 of the games in the finals, and I was thinking, I have always felt like, everyone always just kind of like glamorizes Michael Jordan and his airness, his goatness, whatever you want to call him.
His goatness?
Yeah, I had a kid in my guitar class say that today. His goatness. Yeah. Anyways. LeBron winning this title, I think changes nothing in the GOAT conversation. I still think it's 6 titles, 6-0 versus LeBron's whatever he is, 4-6 in the finals. Yes, he's got the stats, yes, all that stuff, but I think long term, does this title really change? I think everyone knows he's great. He all of a sudden went to this Lakers team that looks totally different after 1 year, and if they stick him with enough weapons and things like that, they can win a title in a really, really crazy year where they really didn't have to play the toughest teams, right? I mean, with the Clippers being out. So, I don't think that this changes much. So I'm still buying in on the fact that Michael Jordan is the GOAT, and I'm selling on the idea that LeBron winning this title changes the GOAT conversation. What say you?
Kelsey, I'm going to let you go because you watch more basketball than me.
I don't watch much, to be honest with you, but I'm kind of a big fan of the whole hard to compare the two. I mean, I just like to respect the fact that 4 chips is 4 chips. The dude's crazy, but I like each for their own, their own craft. And I just, the only knock I'd have on LeBron is that he stacked that Lakers team with the hype. But honestly, have you seen the Cavaliers squad that he had to take? Oh my God. Who is that random center that was on that team that I literally can't even pronounce his name? Who is that guy? Go look at the video of the warm-ups they did in the pregame and watch every single player miss a shot on that squad. Terrible. So, I don't know. I don't know where I stand, honestly. I'm pretty indifferent. You just got to respect each one for their own, I guess.
I do. Yeah, no, I definitely think that like he's second, but I don't know. I don't know if like I feel like this title really is like, oh, now he's, I just don't really feel that way. And I agree with you though. I think him winning that Cavs title, I think that might be like one of the greatest championships ever won. I think that was incredible. But this Lakers one, I don't know. It didn't hit me the same way this past week. I'm very curious to know what everyone else's thoughts are in our league. Please send some Snapchats. Okay, post some on Facebook. Your thoughts on the NBA title. What does this mean for LeBron?
I think it's safe to say, because I want to chime in here too, even though I don't really watch the NBA.
Oh, you don't know what you're talking about? You're going to talk? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm going to talk anyway.
Sounds like normal. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm going to pull an Evan here, and I used to be in the camp that Michael Jordan was the GOAT and always will be. But I think I've shifted that. I think, LeBron is kind of that player now, and it is hard to compare the two because they played in two different eras of the game, right? So, yeah, I agree with you that this championship didn't really feel as important, maybe because COVID had something to do with that too. It was such a weird season, and I don't know. That's just my thought. I know it doesn't really matter.
You want a weird
What'd you say?
Oh, they want to. It feels like a weird spin-off summer camp. It feels strange.
Yeah, I think this is going to have a little asterisk around it, and it's really not going to mean a whole lot. I just saw a bunch of news articles that came out and like, it's time to end the GOAT discussion about LeBron James, and I'm like, does anybody really care about this? Like, I think everyone that thinks Michael Jordan's the greatest is going to continue to think that. I don't think that this really changes it. If he wins like 2 more, then it's like, oh my gosh, okay, hard to argue with that. But like this one, I don't think it means much.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna let Pooj talk to you about it because I'm sure he has his opinions.
Yeah.
He knows my opinions about the NBA, and so I won't talk too much about it. How about some power rankings, guys?
Let's do it.
Power rankings. Hooah.
Sweet new power rankings, and yes, Kelsey's rankings are in with ours as well. And we'll start from the bottom as we usually do. And he's still there.
Toilet flush. Get the toilet flush.
He built a house. He is camped out. It's the injured reserves. Still on the bottom. Kelsey, are you at this point? At this point, are you coming to terms with things, or are you still angry?
We'll get to that. We'll get to that in a later segment. You'll know exactly how I feel about it. But for now, I just leave you with the fact that there are multiple stages to dealing with death, and I am very early on.
All right, good. I'm glad to hear you're still okay. All right, coming in at number 9, and Lisa. He started strong, Kevin did, and kind of had a rough couple weeks here. The trade we talked about doesn't really help him either, so we had him consensus at number 9. Antonio's Brownies coming in at 8.
I want to talk one second about Lamar, okay? Can we just remember that he took him number 1 overall? Guess what quarterback he is ranked on the season right now?
Oh, what is he, in the 20s or something?
Well, not that bad. Good. I mean, he's not whoever Kelsey's quarterback is.
High teens, then.
He is the quarterback 13.
Yeah, okay. All right.
13 on the year. And I just want to say I still feel correct in saying that we should not be drafting quarterbacks unless it's Pat Mahomes in the first 3 rounds, okay? We need to hold off. Kelsey, you have your hand raised. Do you have a question or a comment?
I want to talk about a certain Buffalo Bills quarterback who came out of nowhere. Nowhere. What is that about? Again, ask me the question last year who I think is going to be the number 1 quarterback. I don't even know who Josh Allen is.
Yeah, Josh Allen definitely took another leap this year. And, man, Tim is really happy with that, with his team. All right, at 7, yours truly, the Teddy Brewskis, a fall from grace after this past week. I got to do some work to kind of make up some ground here.
I just like the idea that I beat you so bad that you were, got knocked down 5 rankings.
Yeah, well, just wait till this week, Taylor. Coming in at 6 is Okuda Oblongata, and 5, the Fighting Jordan Howards. Any thoughts, guys?
I think that you gotta feel bad that he gave away Jordan Howard on waivers and he didn't start Laviska. Poor Laviska outscoring El Chenault Jr. Yeah, that's correct. That way Tim can know who we're talking about.
Yes, yeah.
But Laviska is actually a pretty solid wide receiver option right now. I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do. Also, the John Brown experience not working out this past week.
Yeah, well, he's got to play, and he didn't play. So, coming in at 4 is Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and yourself, Taylor, at number 3, hooked on a Thielen.
Woo! Loving that right now. Loving that for me.
Yeah, you're on the up. Pooch Top, Joe Bottom coming in at 2, and of course, Stad Padford, the still undefeated Stad Padford, coming in at number 1.
Good.
What'd you say?
Looking so good. Just the fact that Michael Thomas can get kicked out of the game because he's arguing with his team, which is not a great look for the Saints. But then he can just pivot, and he's totally fine. He has just insane weapons. His bench is so thick. It's great.
Yes.
Love having that thick
Can we
bench.
flip that?
Oh gosh.
He has plenty of booty in the treasure chest. Yes. All right.
Oh gosh, that was terrible.
That's a little suspect.
How about some matchup previews, boys?
Matchup preview.
All right, first game of the week. Oh, guess who has to play Stat Pad for this week? The Teddy Brewskis.
Ooh, I'm trying to overtake you this week in our standings.
I'm gonna give you a spoiler alert. You will. I don't think I'm winning this game. It's gonna be a tough sledding for me here.
Russell Wilson's on bye.
Russell Wilson and Chris Carson are on bye, so there's a chance, maybe. We'll see. Okuda Oblongata at 3-2, taking on and Lisa at 1-4. Evan can really make some headway this week by taking a victory here, and he just stole from Kevin with that trade, so he's looking.
He is currently. I'm looking at a screen in which it tells you player to player in each slot against each team who is projected higher points. He is currently projected to win in every single position except for one. So it's looking really good here for Evan. Okay, and then right now I'm looking at a 91.9 projected for Lisa or for Ann Lisa. Ugh.
Well, we'll see. Maybe he's got to do some roster moves. Injured reserves at 0-5 versus Pooch Top Joe Bottom at 4-1. Kelsey, this is the week.
How you feeling?
Yeah. It's
No
not going to be
DK.
pretty. Not going to be pretty.
We'll see what happens. I think you might be able to squeak one out. We got some big players on buys. No Dalvin Cook. No Dalvin Cook for Pooch.
We're just trying to stay positive for you, brother. Trying to bring up your spirits.
All right. Yeah, right.
Uplifting. The fourth game of the week, the Fighting Jordan Howards at 2-3, taking on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air at 3-2. Yeah, this is going to be a tough game. In fact, this is our game of the week. I totally forgot to.
Forgot to hype it.
I forgot to hype it up. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is our game of the week. These guys both, Tim hoping to go 500 and hoping to make Derek go 500.
Exactly. Also, Kyler Murray's playing the Dallas Cowboys. What's our over-under on Kyler Murray's point total in this game?
I will take, if the line is...
Let's say the line's... Let's say it says he's projected ESPN 26. Let's say 28. Make it interesting.
28? No.
Yeah.
I'd take the under on that then. If it was 26...
Smash the over. Smash the over on that. I think he's in the 30s easy.
All right. Kelsey, what do you think?
I'm taking under on that.
Yeah, I think 28 is a little too high.
Okay.
Yeah. And last game of the week, Antonio's Brownies 2-3 versus you, Taylor, hooked on a Thielen at 2 and 3.
Let's go. I am so excited. Here's why, okay? He's got Deontay Johnson. Who knows what's going on with that? Chase Claypool pulling in four tutters this past week. I don't know. It's not looking good for him. And then he's still playing Rob Gronkowski. And his other option is Chris Herndon. So I'm feeling pretty good about my chances here at the tight end position. I am a little scared, though. The Colts are playing the Bengals, and he's got the Colts D. Colts D is good. So I'm really hoping that it doesn't turn into, like, the Patriots defense of last year where they get 18 points. But I'm feeling good. I'm excited. Very excited for the only thing that really makes me nervous is Lamar Jackson and that Colts defense, but I'm feeling good.
Yeah. I hope you lose.
Gosh.
I'll be honest.
Come on, no co-host love?
No co-host love. I'm sorry. That faded a long time ago. All right.
Gosh.
Brand new segment. Let's jump in.
Poetry Slam.
Welcome to Poetry Slam. Guys, we wrote poems. Or at least attempted to. So we wrote a couple fancy rhyming doodahs here. Mostly, well, actually, I can't speak for everybody else, but I think mostly shaming fantasy football league people and our other owners in our league. I think that's the case. Kelsey, I'm really excited for Kelsey's because he's been hyping it up all episode. He's got a really good poem. So I want to.
Oh yeah.
Let's save that your best one for last. How many do you have?
I'm a support role here. I got two good ones that I can dish out here.
Perfect. I've got 2. Taylor, how many you got?
I got 3.
All right, you lead us off then.
All right, I'll lead us off. Okay, my first one is kind of centered towards the Antonio's Brownies, okay? Roses are red, violets are blue. How's Lamar looking now? Hey, Marshall, you're going down.
Wait.
Okay.
But it doesn't rhyme. Okay, all right.
Now and down. They got 3 letters, or they got they kind of get the same.
All right, sure.
So give it to me. It's my first poem. All right.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, I've got a good one too. All right. Beats that slap hard, like from Waka Flocka. Never compare to beating Derek Zonka.
Oh my gosh.
You got snapped.
Yeah, sorry.
You got a snap.
Sorry, I forgot about the snaps.
All right, Kelsey, let's hear your one of your poems.
I got a little double burn, so watch out. I don't know what the title is, but here we go. Right is a household, but like LaVisca, he forgot the name. Wrong is Evan, for he napped in shame. And forgive me, it's only halfway done, but I guess I just forgot the Jordan Howards.
Oh, that one's winning so far. Oh,
yeah, that's great.
That was great. All right, Tay.
All right, I got one. This was a haiku. Thomas is lucky. First in the draft, now in week 5. Evan Boehm 2.0. He is going to be the regular season MVP, fall off in the playoffs. Evan Boehm 2.0. I'm calling it. I see you, Tom.
Right.
I see you, Tom. It's all luck. It's all luck. It's coming down.
Oh, gosh. All right. I'm excited for this one, okay? I've never been a fan of folklore, but nothing is worse than Evan saying,
I am sore.
Gotta like that one, right? That was pretty good.
Good.
That was pretty good.
Good use of the drop. Good use of the drops.
All right, we're ready, Kelsey. Oh, wait, no. Let's hear Taylor's last one, and then we'll let you go.
Mine's a little bit about Kelsey. Okay, Kelsey, I've been feeling really bad for you. Okay, it's a message of hope. Okay, oh Kelsey, sweet Kelsey. When it comes to wins, you aren't wealthy. Team is bad. Don't get testy. At least Lev Bell is healthy.
Eat it. Thanks, I eat it.
Thanks, I hate it. All right. All right, the floor is yours, Kelsey. Let's hear this.
So I retrospectively wrote myself a letter describing the events that took place for me to draft the team I got. And it's just a one-liner, and it's just putting me in my place for doing this to myself. It says, to Kelsey, it looks like Todd Gurley's grandmother drafted your team, and even she knows they suck.
Oh,
no.
oh, rest in peace.
Oh, I love it. Oh, gosh. That's too good. Man, well, we're all poets, and we didn't even know it. How about that?
We're all artists. Yes, that's true.
I love it. I love it.
Poetry slam.
Awesome. All right. Well, any closing remarks, boys?
Nah, I'm just excited for the games this weekend. I really need some football in my life. Oh.
Yeah. You know guess who's playing tonight?
Who's playing tonight? Well, I keep forgetting because there's all this COVID stuff. I keep losing track of who's playing.
Nobody is playing tonight. There is no Thursday night game tonight.
Are you kidding me? I got to wait till the weekend?
I'm sorry.
When's the Big Ten coming back? That's the real question. When am I going to see Michigan State lose a bunch of games? When's that going to happen?
October 24th, right? Am I right on that?
Next week.
Yeah, do you know, Kelsey?
Yeah, I believe on the 24th is their quote-unquote season opener.
Yeah,
So,
I think we play either Rutgers or Illinois. Why don't I know this?
Didn't we lose to Illinois last year? Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, it's going to be
on a 30-point comeback or whatever.
Yeah, well, man, we don't even know who our quarterback is. Well, that's all right. That's above my pay grade. Hey, thanks for another great episode of the Official League Podcast. That's all we got for you this week. We will see you once again next Thursday. Kelsey, thank you so much for being here. Great to see you, buddy.
Awesome.
All right, guys. Peace out. We'll see you next week.
Peace.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Bands Make Her Dance Fantasy Football League Podcast.
What's up, guys? Hope you enjoyed this episode of the pod. Be sure to stick around for a little extra bonus content, learning all about monkeys.
What are, monkeys like?
Depends on the monkey. They're a lot like people. They all have very variable personalities. Some of them are super duper nice, and they're like, we treat them like our kids, and then other ones are like dangerous. Like they get really old, and their teeth get about like that long, and then they get really pissed.
Huh?
What is a pissed monkey? Is it like terrifying?
Yeah, go look up like rhesus macaque teeth. Like look up macaque teeth. They're like canines. They're like that long.
Hold on, how do you spell that?
ACQUE, I think.
C-U-E? McHugh?
McHugh.
MACAQUE.
M-A-C-A-Q-U-E?
I don't know, dude.
Got it. I got it. Oh my gosh, they're these kinds?
Yeah, some of them get pretty mean, but a lot of them are so cool to the point where you can just chill with them, and they're pretty nice. So, just depends on the one that you have.
And they don't ever just freak out and
Oh no, they do. Yeah, they do.
How seriously could they?
Yeah, I've worked here. Somebody that's in upstairs, actual primate group. I work in safety pharmacology, so all of our monkeys are we have them for 10 years, and they basically become like our pets. And those monkeys are super cool. But upstairs, they get a lot of they're mature male monkeys, and they get really, really territorial. And while I've worked here, right when I started, somebody reached around a chair that one of them was sitting in while it was during a dose, and it bit his bite off of it. So
it bit his
that
what
can
off?
be pretty dangerous. his whole bicep. Did it right off.
Bro.
I mean, they get to like probably upwards of 30 pounds, the biggest one. So yeah, they're scary.
Holy.
You got to be very, very careful.
What did the guy do?
He doesn't work there anymore. You instantly have to go to the hospital and get blood work done because they could have what's called herpes B, which is a monkey-borne herpes virus that's deadly. So he had to go to the hospital, and they had to try and put his bicep back on. It was not good. Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah, I think they got it back on, but that guy doesn't work there anymore because it's just. I don't think he can work there anymore after that happens. I
don't think so at all.
I couldn't.
It bit his bicep off?
Oh, that's...
Yeah, rip it right off, yeah.
Do you have any more crazy stories?
You got to be very careful. When I was in training, one of the monkeys got off of the catch pole, and he ended up going into the ceiling, and he was running around in the ceiling tiles, and you could see the ceiling tiles move when he was running around. But, yeah, I don't know. I've had it where I'm walking down the hallway with like a pretty big one, and he decides to just like reach up and like take his like little pull off, and then dude, he's just running wild down the hallway. So like that happens like occasionally, So I don't know. It's fun and different to work there, but like I'd rather be on like the like director side of it, where like I'm running the studies and not actually like working on them.
Yeah.
So.
That's
I don't know. It's fun. Every day is really different, and yeah, I like it.
Dang.
That's nuts.
That's insane.
I'm going to tell that story to my kids tomorrow. Oh, I am scarred by that story. Oh my god.
Yeah, I can literally feel my bicep being torn off my bone right now, and I'm not happy with that picture.
Yeah, they're like I said, the ones that we have in our department are super duper chill, and like we treat them very nicely in our department. They all know all the people that hold them and hang out with them. But if you go to another department where they receive them fully grown, and those monkeys aren't acclimated to people properly, and they can do whatever they want, man. You just gotta. It's pretty much keep yourself away from them, unless your function requires you to be at whatever point. And I mean, when you're holding one monkey, you usually use about 2 or 3 people to kind of guide him into whatever. If they're in like a chair or something, like sometimes they'll have to be in chairs to be like dosed, or if they just have to be walked around. So I love the monkeys we have. We named every single one of our monkeys, and we have like 70 of them. So
jeez,
we name them all, and we love all of our monkeys a lot. But I hear about some of the other people, you got to remember they're wild animals, basically, and if you don't treat them with respect and keep them at a distance, they can really hurt you.
Yeah.
So if I were to walk into the room with like even the chill ones, would they be like, no?
No, you can the ones that like we have one that we really like. His name's Oscar, and that guy you can just kind of hang out in front of him. He just sort of he's very like intelligent, and he can. He like will like hold. You're not really supposed to, but you can hold your hand up. He'll hold your hand and he'll squeeze your hand, and like he'll like play with your gloves. Like we wear rubber nitrile gloves, so he'll just like play with them and stuff. It's pretty cool. But yeah, some of them are just super mean. I mean,
are spider monkeys like cool? Do you know anything about them?
Oh yeah, we have what do we have? I don't know if we have spider monkeys, but we have what do we have? Maybe we do have spider monkeys. We have like a little mini monkey. I don't know if it's a spider monkey or what. I don't remember what kind it is. But those are a lot nicer and less dangerous just because their size is smaller, and I think they're just less territorial. I don't know what it is about macaques, but they're just like, their nature is literally in the wild. They just have packs of them that fight, and they're basically a gang. So it's live or die, and they're very territorial. They're very pact like oriented. So they're just at a different level of social like hierarchies than us. Where for them it's like you're in a gang, and that's how you fight to the death if you find another like pack of macaques, and that's pretty much it. there's all sorts of like turf wars on like YouTube where you can find like families of macaques that will attack other families of macaques, and it looks like a civil war. It's pretty crazy.
I love this. I'm gonna watch these videos all the rest of the night.
It's
Do they throw poop at you a lot? Has that ever happened?
They don't intentionally throw poop, at least that species, but they will paint with it. Like, you'll walk in a room and there'll just be poop all over the walls. Like, they'll just take it and smear it on the wall.
That is
Yeah.
so funny to me.
Yeah, occasionally you'll walk in and one will just have a turd cigar in its mouth. And
Are you a turd cigar?
That's so nuts.
yeah.
Oh my
Turnsicle,
gosh. That's so interesting. Well, I'm sorry. Thanks for entertaining my questions. That's so crazy.
That's so cool.
Yeah, no problem.